This is for my fans, them, you get me? Man still spitting, it's a thing, you get me? What kind of things that you have? When I find out, don't expect me to stop. I'll come for the peas that you stack and come for all the food that you block. But I hand over the back.
Hey there guys, Forest Skycap here. Just wanted to do a quick little video. It's not going to be anything in specific. It'll be a little bit of tutorial, it'll be just a little bit of, some random stuff. I mean, I want to take this clip that I just got and I was going to edit it and record myself editing it because I finally got a new screen recorder or screen capture for my computer. It's a program called, I think it's Marillis Action. Anyways, I was using Fraps before, and the files were just ridiculously big. I mean, 100 megabytes per second of recording is a little ridiculous to me. But yeah, so anyways, guys, let's get right into it. I'll open up Sony Vegas over here. Looks like we already have a previous composition in here. Alright. Well, you guys get a little sneak peek at that, I guess. Let's go ahead and just use this as my composition, my new composition, because it matches the video quality or the source resolution and frames per second, obviously. Okay, I'm not sure why that's here. I think I might as well just import this clip that I got. Just got it, like hot off the press. Everything. You guys are gonna enjoy it. I mean, it's something that would take a lot of skill, I think, in my eyes. I don't know. You guys decide for yourself. We'll just take a gander at this real quick, then we'll get down to business with the editing. And, if you guys don't know already, I think I said it in the last video, always make sure to disable resample and maintain aspect ratio before you start to edit. Because if you don't, then you're going to have to sit there and go through each and every split clip and, right click on it, go to properties, so on and so forth. And I've had to do that before, a couple times actually, and it is not fun if I do say so myself. But anyways, guys, let's get into this. So usually, you know what? Before I start that, I'll show you guys my properties, my project properties. So I'm just running a basic 720, 1280 by 720, 60 frames per second, well, 59.94 technically. But anyways, yeah, so it's 1280 and 720 because that's the resolution that I record at, and I record in 60 frames per second. Or around there. Pixel format, 8-bit. Full resolution rendering quality, best. Motion blur type, Gaussian. Deinterlace method, blend fields. I mean, doesn't really make too much of a difference. You can watch it change over here when I do blend fields. Or not. Alright. Anyways. Put that on none. That's what I usually do. And then we got adjust source media to better match project or render settings, and that's just to make sure that they stay as close as they possibly can. I mean, they already are pretty close to each other, so no worries there. If you're doing a 1920 by 1280 composition, then obviously your settings are going to be a little bit different. But I don't think they would vary much other than the width and the height. And it's really up to you. I really do recommend playing around with all of the suggestions that I make during my videos, especially the tutorials, because I'm not necessarily right, and nobody else on YouTube is necessarily right. Even though you get a lot of people that are like the best render settings and so on and so forth. I can't say that they'll be the best forever, but for me, and just, unless my eyes are broken, it looks to be the best quality. And I've been experimenting with it for months now. So tried to hone it down. Yeah, guys, if you need any help with that, you want a tutorial separately just on render settings, let me know, and I am always happy to do that. So we'll click OK. Now, the first thing I do, usually when I'm editing a clip, is it would be part of a big composition like this, and I would just chop up all this video as I go through it. But since I'm just doing an example of a funny kill that I got, I'm going to go ahead and start doing color correction already, which is something I normally wouldn't start until I had the clips trimmed up and separated. But no big deal. Excuse me. And, alright. So if you have magic bullet looks, I can also do a tutorial on that. Just, let me know, guys, if you need any of those. But basically, it's a big color correction program, and it does a lot more than just color correction. But it's an awesome program, I think. One of my favorites to use among my new screen recorder, which is just badass, completely ridiculous. But yeah, so every time I come in here and I have a couple presets, and if you are somebody that has magic bullet looks but doesn't have a bunch of presets that they can kind of work off from, then I would really suggest looking up color correction packs on YouTube. Usually they're for Call of Duty. You'll be able to find those and just download them, install them. It's pretty easy. I'm sure you could find a tutorial, or I could do one. Yeah, it helps a lot though, because you can't, I feel like I'm a naturally creative person, but I can't just every single time tailor make a perfect color correction, and oftentimes I'll have to go back and scrap what I had already started working with and start over, just because you realize that it's not a good color effect to go with and you've already split up the clips. So that's why I like to be sure that the one that I pick is going to be the final one. So let's try and find one that gives some different lighting. I want unique lighting. Good unique base. It's got to fit the mood though. You guys will love the mood when you see it. It's not bad. Just a little too blurry for my taste. Let's take this up a little bit. Wow, that's a big circle. Whoever made this preset likes big fucking circles. Alright, guys. So, back on topic. If you do have magic bullet looks, so this is for the magic bullet looks people out there that are watching the video right now, you gotta mess around with it. Like, if you don't play around with it and you don't make videos that you may not necessarily think are the best because they don't look like what other people do with magic bullet looks, I don't know, just don't be discouraged by that, because it's good. It's good that they don't look like other people's stuff. It's unique, and that's what people want to see on YouTube, and so on and so forth. I need to stop saying that. But anyways, guys, you want to try and keep it clean. You don't want to have too many effects down here. If you have a bar of effects, it may look good. I've had a couple times where I got lucky. I just got carried away, started putting all these effects on, and then realized that, one, I had overloaded the file, and two, it just didn't look good. It looked really sloppy. So be careful about that, guys. Not to say that any of you guys will run into that problem, but I have, so I figured I'd share it. Trying to work out this bluish purplish tint. We'll turn the stops up. Perfect. Alright, that looks good. Just gonna finish this up and then we can get to the real business. Deflare just to kind of drop that brightness down a little bit. We're going to take the size of this down, make it orange, purple. Alright. So there we go. We got this nice little reflection off the floor. So I think we're good to go on this. Got the kind of weird chromatic aberration, I think is what it's called. Chromatic aberration, yes. Where it splits up the red, green, and blue colors, so that it kind of looks like it's, you know, on a television screen or something to that effect. So I'm going to go ahead and save this, and I recommend that if you come up with a preset that you do like, save it, because, you know, it may be useful in the future. Tweak it a little bit, and you got a whole new effect. This is on Flood Zone. We're going to call it Flood Zone HD. We're going to save that. All right, now we're good. Since we haven't split up the clip, sorry guys, 1 second, my headphones got disconnected. Since we haven't split up the clip yet, we are good to go. We don't have to worry about applying the same video effects to, you know, multiple clips down here if it was all split up. So, all right, first thing I do after I put on the effect is I kind of run through and see how it looks, you know, in the lighter areas and the darker areas. It looks like we're solid in the darker areas, but definitely not in the lighter areas, as you can see. And that, you know, it happens. You can't see everything. You can only pick one image to go off from. So I do recommend going around and tweaking it, because you're not necessarily going to get it right every time on the first try. So I'm trying to think of ways that we can kind of calm this down. Alright, that doesn't look too bad. We'll just add a little saturation here. We'll go with blue. I'll probably add a contrast. Alright, let's see how that looks. If you get pretty good at it, you only have to tweak it every once in a while. Okay, so there we go. Got the light areas covered, but now we've lost the dark areas. It's a never-ending fight for balance. Alright. I wonder how much that takes up. I mean, that doesn't look... It's not too overwhelming to the point where you can't see where I'm going or what I'm doing. And if you can't see what I'm doing, I am running with defibrillators. Okay, wow. So I'm going to go ahead and every once in a while, on certain levels, it gets to the point where you get places like this where it's just way too bright. Like, there's no shadows, there's no light or anything to cover the light coming straight down onto the floor and reflecting back up. So every once in a while, you got to tweak it, make it so it's isn't overpowering, you know, that it doesn't take somebody's mind off from what they're actually watching. You know, where they go like, oh, that doesn't look very good, you know. Then they're thinking about something completely different than what you want them to be thinking about when they're watching your video. I think I'm going to try and do it with D-Flare. Let's see. Alright, that doesn't look too bad. Let's see. Let us see. Looks good through here, just because of the way the sun was angled. Had some trouble getting through that window, because my character in this game is a fat lard. Alright. So, I think this clip is being difficult right now. Very difficult. We gotta find what's causing this, though, because it's usually something, a combination of things that will cause... Alright, I don't love it. But I'll take it. Alright, so not as overwhelming as it was. Let's see if you can even tell that the transition... See, now, yeah, you can't even tell that I went and changed a little bit of the video, and now it's snapped back to what it used to be. Alright, so before we see what I do to that guy, I'm going to make sure that everything else is looking spiffy, nice and spiffy. And so there's not a lot of room down here. I'm gonna light this up a little bit. I think we should be good for colors. Here we go. Alright, guys, perfect, nice. Good job, high five. Alright, so I'm not going to do any major edits. I'll save that for when I can do a full tutorial. Didn't sleep very well last night, so kind of a little tired, little, groggy. Wasn't feeling like pulling out another 20-minute tutorial. Only my second one, too. So, alright. Basically, all I wanted to do was make a really dramatic kind of run-up. And that's what I got. Like, I wasn't trying to go for this dramatic run. You'll see. We'll just watch it real quick. So I start down here, and I just go Usain Bolt on Battlefield right now. I am going for gold right now. I'm got my defibs out, chugging like a champion. Call me Thomas the Choo Choo Train. All right. So we go over here. We got this like dramatic fall under the window, and then I get stuck. So it's a little humorous, and I like clips like this that kind of speak for themselves. I mean, they're pretty upfront about what's funny, what's not funny, what to focus on, what not to focus on. Whereas, when you're editing a montage, you kind of got to create things out of nothing, out of the video, I guess. So let's finish watching this. It's nothing like amazing. I'm sure you guys have probably done it yourselves one day or another. Every kid does it. It's just kids these days. So I defibbed them. And then I don't know why, but I just dropped out real hard. I was playing hardcore team deathmatch. I shouldn't have done that. Should have stayed with my squad. Being a noob, Forrest. Anyways, enough criticizing myself. Let's clean this clip up a little bit, get it nice and presentable. All right, I'm done with that accent. So, guys, this is where I get to. I'm jabbering to myself, gibberish while I'm editing, and without the mic. I'm saying that's what I usually do, just sitting here, a little bored, but very interested in what I'm doing. And I get to this point, and I would continue on and add another clip and add a song in, but that's something I can say for tutorial. I think that'd be a pretty helpful tutorial. So we're gonna see how this clip comes out, and I think what I'm gonna do is stretch it up to 1080p, which you don't benefit from that, and I'm actually releasing a video on the debate between 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second, and 1080p and 720p and so on. And that'll be coming out pretty soon here. So let's get this build up going. Okay, right when he comes out. Ooh. You want to go a little bit ahead if you're going to use like a flash effect or something that's a really quick transition effect, to kind of emphasize that something is about to happen, something along those lines. And again, guys, take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. I mean, I may be saying some things that could help you in the long run or that could hurt you. I mean, it just really depends on your style. If you don't have a similar style to mine, it's okay. It's your own style. It's unique. It's awesome. But you're going to have to, take what I've said and apply it in different ways so that it, proves successful for you. Nothing to worry about. So after that flash, I feel like it's okay now. It's like the second day. Like, it's cool if I ask. No, it's cool if I just put a flicker effect over it. I was going somewhere weird with that. Let me find the flicker effects. Too many effects. It is a disease. All right, go down to this one. We got a little flicker going here. Let's see how it looks. Oh, and we got a little jitter. The clip's going on its X and Y axis a little bit, left and right. Okay. So we want this to be where the dramatic running starts. So I'm going to kind of segue into the slow motion, if that makes any sense to you guys. Basically, I'm not, just pulling the clip all the way out. And you know what, I should start here. For those of you that don't know, you can slow down your clips or speed them up simply by holding down Control and dragging the clip left or right. If you drag it right, you're extending it, you're making it slower. If you are making it smaller, of course, you are making it faster. But with the first, we're starting off 100%. Everything before this is at 100% speed, so we kind of want to gradually go into the slow-mo. We don't want to just hit people in the face with, slow-mo right off the bat. So, still not extending it all the way to its reach because I want to save some of the dramatic slow motion for this part. Okay, perfect. It is all coming together. So let's see how this looks. And you know what? I should probably do this. And that. And that. I wish there was a way to apply certain effects to everything, or to be able to, go to properties on one clip and then apply it to all the ones. And my buddy was actually telling me about it last night. I'm not sure how to do it, though. I don't think I was listening very well. Alright. So we got this kind of, nice little build-up. It goes slow. He's just going for a jog with his defibs, like no big deal. Coming around the corner, you see the guy. You know what's about to happen. You're like, no, this guy isn't going to do this. This guy isn't going to butter this guy's toast. And then what do? I run up and I butter his toast. Perfect, guys. All right. Bear with my terrible jokes. And we will get to the end of this video. And primarily the reason I wanted to do the video, like I said in the beginning, is because I got a new screen capture program for my computer. And it was well worth the money. I don't know why this is all messed up. You can see it here. Normally people wouldn't bring this up, but it's a great program. I do recommend it if you're ever looking to do tutorials or anything where you need to cap gameplay on the PC or your desktop. But anyways, guys, back to the clip. Let's add a little feng shui to this, and we'll be done. We'll render it out, and take a look at it, take a gander. And the audio is going to be out of pitch because we've been using the control drag. If you use velocity, which is where you right-click, go to Insert, Remove, or Remove Envelope, and click Velocity, it gives you this little bar that you can move around, add points onto. It's a lot of fun. If you watch my slow motion tutorial, you may have learned about that, if you remember. And alright, stop procrastinating for us. Let's get this done. So this is the climax right here. This is the apex of this kill. Just rubbing them together. It's coming. It's coming. Are you ready? No, you're not ready, dude. You're about to fall off the side of a building after getting defibrillated. Okay. And what I was doing right there, guys, is just spamming my arrow keys back and forth to kind of, give myself a frame-by-frame perspective of what I have so far in the composition. So let's see how that looks. We'll add a little effect. Liquify will do. If you guys have New Blue, then you know how much fun it is to tweak with all these kind of preset basic effects that they have, transitions, I guess you should say, and create your own. It's pretty awesome. So that didn't look good. We'll just leave it normal. So he's rubbing them together. You know what's coming. You know what's coming. And we get it. We'll get that little head bob down on the ground. And then he'll kind of slam his face since I didn't slow-mo the whole thing. Yep, right there. There we go. And then I dip out like a monkey. Just right down through that little hole right there. Alright, guys. So the video clip is done, and that is kind of a more relaxed, laid back, I guess you could call it tutorial, maybe just an overview of how I like to, edit. And a clip like this, I'm not sure it would make it to YouTube. I have, I get a lot of clips like this throughout the gameplay. or the time I spend playing. And, you know, they're not always pretty. They're not always something that people would want to see. So most of the time they don't make it. But that is part of learning. I am still learning Sony Vegas, even if it may seem like I know a thing or two about it. Always learning, so don't forget that. Not to be Dr. Phil here or anything, but, you know, try and learn and grow with it. If it's a passion, it's definitely something you can learn and grow with, and you're always going to be learning in this, I guess you could call it business. I don't really have a business, but you get the analogy. All right. So I am going to do it in a quality that I normally don't, just because it adds a lot of time, especially if you get up to 5-minute clips. Even my computer, I have a pretty high-end 3D video card and pretty good amount of power beneath the hood, and it still would have a problem with rendering this if it was, you know, like I had to render a 1920 by 1200 for that tutorial I did, 1920 by 1200 resolution at 60 frames per second, and that was a lot of fun to wait and watch while it was rendering. So I will give you guys a sneak peek of the settings that I have on this. Just real basic settings that will, you know, work on YouTube and bring out some of the better qualities that the video may give out. So the audio is 192 kilobits per second. We got 48,000 hertz, 16-bit stereo. It says 30 frames per second, yeah. And you guys, if you do record in 60, you probably already know this, but you don't need to export it in 60 frames per second to have all of the extra frames that you got during the editing session count, if that makes sense. So it's now at 30. We got 8.4 megabytes per second, and everything is looking good. Come down here, we'll fix this. 1920 by 1080. Frame rates, we will do 30. And then bitrate, I mean, it really depends on your internet connection and your PC speed. And then best up there, and that's about it. Go ahead and save that if you want to. It's a, you know, pretty high quality render, so you never go wrong with it. And we will click render and see if this will take a minute or two. If it does, I will go ahead and cut the recording short and start it back up when it finishes rendering. Shouldn't take more than 10 minutes, so I will be back soon, guys. Hey there, guys. I am back, and we are approaching the end of this render. Only took a couple minutes, so it wasn't too bad, but I figured I'd save you guys that time since this video ended up taking, I think it was 24 minutes last time I looked. So I apologize, guys. I don't know how I keep running these videos so far over, but I hope you guys enjoy them. And, you know, if you have any tips for me, anything like that, any criticisms, throw them at me. I always enjoy improving. It's, you know, a big part of why I do this stuff. But yeah, guys, you know, I said take what I say with a grain of salt, but you should take this video in and of itself with a grain of salt, just because I figured I would do a kind of fun, playful thing, kind of go off the, you know, old beaten path as far as tutorials go, give you guys a little bit of knowledge here and there, and kind of do my own thing. But yeah, you know, I do hope you guys enjoyed it and had a lot of fun making it. You know, sitting here talking to myself, it has got to be one of the funnest things I've ever done. Just kidding, guys. I mean, I do have fun with this, though. And I hope that I am able to help you guys in any way possible as far as editing and things like that go. We got a measly 20 seconds left, and then we are going to view this clip. And since I got that new screen capture, with Fraps, I would have never been able to play a video, especially one that was high quality, without it lagging, you know, things like that being choppy. just because I'm recording at the same time. But with this new one, it's like it doesn't even exist. It doesn't even, impact the system performance at all, which is really nice. And we are here, ladies and gentlemen. You can take off your seatbelts. Alright, open folder. We're going to go ahead and save this as the second tutorial comp, because it is the second one. We'll close out of that. And we'll go ahead and open this. With Windows Media Player. We'll watch it. So I'll keep my big mouth shut. We'll just watch this. There's no music or anything, so just have to bear with the awkward sounds. But you see here, it's kind of a confusing introduction, I would say. Like some dude's just walking around on the bottom of the map and pulls out defibrillators and goes for a jog, like jumping, doing parkour in the middle of it, getting stuck in windows because he's fat. Like, there's just a lot of stuff going on here. I like the effect that I was able to come up with. So here we go. Without music, it's not going to seem that intense. And I think I will add music to this and upload it just for shits and giggles. But here we go, guys. It's coming. The hour of this guy's death has reached us. Let's see this. Boom. You're done. You're done. Oh, that's a head on concrete. And with that, guys, I will now be bidding you all farewell until the next video, of course. Again, I've said it 3 times, but I really do genuinely hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave, any feedback you can. It is always appreciated. You guys take it easy, and I will see you next time.
Freestyle music. Freestyle.
Music.
Freestyle music.
That beat like that. My mind is like spaceship. Hit that beat like ping pong, like.
Freestyle music. Freestyle music.